Enjoy this Wild Soul Gathering production. I'm Dr. Sandra Marie. Pour yourself a really tall glass of spiritual curiosity and join me for the Happy Hour for the Spiritually Curious podcast. In the spirit of happy hour, cheers to some new insights, peace, revitalization, and perhaps an aha moment that may change your life. Welcome back to Happy Hour for the Spiritually Curious, where we explore the mystical, the magical, and the downright mind-blowing. Today's guest is not your average psychic. Cinimon Clark is a powerhouse medium, energy healer, and animal communicator who connects with both the living and the beyond. Whether she's tuning into whispers of the spirit world or helping you understand really what's going on in your dog's head, Cinimon brings a unique blend of intuition and insight. And what happens when her psychic gifts cross over to the animal realm? Get ready for a fascinating, fun, and eye-opening conversation that might just change the way you see the world and maybe even your four-legged friends. Welcome to the show, Cinimon.
Well, you make me sound fancy. Oh, my word. I don't know if I'm that fancy, but thank you. And I'm thrilled to be here. I cannot wait. I'm telling you, talking about all this mess is my favorite thing.
Honestly, where to start, Cinimon? I would like to cover what feels like 3 different areas of your work today. Let's just jump in if you're okay with that.
Sure. I mean, that's always been my problem is that I do all these different things. I'm ADHD, right? So I'm autistic and ADHD, and then I have all these different special interests. And so they all kind of converge because I'm a canine behaviorist as well. And I've worked with highly aggressive dogs for 30 years. That's my thing. And so when you tell people, hey, this is what I do, they go, wow, that's fascinating. And then you say, I'm a psychic medium, animal communicator, energy healer, blah, blah, blah. I got all the clairs, clairvoyant, clairsentient, clairalient, clairaudient, all that crap. Then they go, that's fascinating. Wow. And then when you merge the two, they go, wait, what? And they cock their head like a German shepherd. They're like, what? So I don't know how to merge it all.
Well, I'm going to help you out here. This is going to be really a fascinating talk. I spent a lot of time on how I think we can chunk it out, but let's start with the dogs. Your journey led you to integrate your psychic abilities with your passion for animal rehabilitation, particularly in dog training and behavior modification, as you just mentioned. This is a unique blend allowing you to connect with both humans and animals. What led you to combine your psychic talents with your canine behavior expertise?
Yeah, but see, I didn't know that I thought I was like everybody else. I thought everybody else's dogs talked to them the way the dogs talked to me. When I was a little kid growing up in Mississippi, I didn't know no better. I mean, as we say back home, I didn't know no better. And then when it dawned on me, like, oh shit, you mean your dogs don't talk back to you? Like everybody talks to their dogs, but then, ooh, and then I learned how to like shut that shit down. Like, okay, I'm the weird kid, clearly. But see, there it is. Like, this is really what I want to kind of, if I can be so bold, like to overstep what you were just asking, because I'm cool and all, but ain't nobody that cool. What I really want to talk about is how everybody's got this psychic juju, like freaking everybody, And I think it's like everybody can paint, but not everybody's Michelangelo. Everybody has their level. And I think you're born with maybe an affinity for it. And then if you practice enough, like I've done with just so many dogs and so many readings, I've given thousands of readings and helped literally like thousands of dogs. And now I can get details and specifics, and just because I've practiced so damn much. But it ain't rocket surgery. Everybody can learn how to make it a little more clear and get a little more clarity and open up their psychic gifts a little more, whether you want to talk to animals or dead people or whatever. Does that make sense?
It does. And it's like I've had this desire to do all of those things, but I'm still trying to figure out how to do it, which is probably the problem. Is I'm in my head a lot trying to figure it out. But just like even as you're talking, like in my brain, I'm going, okay, so the dog talks back. That is like super cool, because I try to read eyes with my dog is sort of where I'm at. And then I'm thinking, okay, so you're talking to the dog and then you're talking to the guides for the people. Like, is it different? Does it feel different? Like, help me understand this. I truly am curious.
Oh my gosh, which way to go with that one? I feel like I'm supposed to say one thing first, because they put it in my little brain pan. I just say it, right? So the clear cognizant one is my main one, right? And so they just stick it in my head and I say it. And my mama, this is related here to this, what we're talking about. My mama got cataract surgery, right? This was years ago. And she came home and was healing up and everything and realized that she was blind in that eye. And she freaked out. And she went back to the doctor cussing up a storm, like, you blinded me. What is happening right now? And he did all the tests and he said, well, no, physically you're fine. Physically you can see. Physically, every single thing is normal and tests perfectly. You do not see with your eyes. You see with your head. And begrudgingly, she went home still mad as a hornet, and then like a week later, because she's like cussing, like, this is a bunch of horse shit. This is not even true. I can't even believe this. And he blinded me. What am I going to do? And then a week later, it's like, she can see. So I feel like that's the same sort of thing. I think this is where, when people say autism is a superpower, that's the little niche in which I belong. Autism is very debilitating for me in so many other ways, but my ability to have a memory that's like a colander, like I don't remember a damn thing. I'm like a dog. Literally every 15 minutes is a brand new day. I'm like Dory from Finding Nemo. I'm like, just keep swimming. But this helps me be light enough to go, okay, well, I guess it's true. I don't know. Right? Because I'm not overthinking it. So I just believe what they stick in my head and I don't question it. And I just go, okay, well, I guess that's the way that it is. Just like dogs do, just like little kids do. If you go, hey, here are the rules, I go, oh, okay, cool. I guess that's the way it's supposed to be because that's what we're doing. I don't question. And being autistic allows me to have this absurd level of confidence that I probably have no business having. But I have this amazing level of confidence. And I just go, well, this is the way that it is.
Well, that's interesting because my spiritual teacher that I've been with for probably the last 5 years, he always says, well, if that's what you believe, that's your truth. So if I'm still waiting for this to be turned on, my belief is I have to wait for something to happen. I'll be waiting a long time because that's my belief, is I'm waiting for something to happen.
Yes. I think it's admitting it. And admitting it meaning, okay, well, being psychic comes standard on a human. This is factory settings. We come into the world this way. The animals taught me so much. The animals are clairsentient as a natural matter of course. This is just who they are as they move through their world. And my pattern recognition, because I'm neurodivergent, thank you, ADHD and autism, I could pair together their physical behaviors and what I was hearing in my head. And when animals talk to me, it's usually pictures, the clairvoyance, and sometimes it's claircognizance, but that's usually the spirit guides. But animals give me the clairsentience, like this feelings and emotions and pictures. But I could pattern that and connect that all together with what they're showing me behaviorally. Because a lot of times behaviorally they present one way, but they're really feeling another. And so getting in tune with that, like, oh wow, this dog is highly aggressive, but that baby is just scared. So when I worked at South Central Animal Shelter, which was like, what was I thinking? Holy, what the, like, that's a real blonde moment there. Like, let's get the hypersensitive animal communicator to work at South frickin' Central Shelter in Los Angeles. But when animals would come at me in a highly aggressive way, my first instinct was like, oh my God, are you okay? Oh, wow, my heart hurts for you. And then that's the energy that I was sending out. It's making me cry thinking about it because they're just lost. They just don't know. I am tearing up because it's like a kid in the foster system. They just don't know. If you have a kid who's acting out, they're just processing trauma. That's all. Like, it ain't hard to figure out, And so when I send up like, hey, I got firm boundaries and I'm not going to let you bite me or kill me, but also I'm here to help you. Will you let me? Tell me what you need. And then we could open up this dialogue. And again, I don't think it through. I'm just like the dogs. I go, ooh, this feels right. I'm going to do that. And this does not feel right. So I'm not going to do that. And they taught me so much about, well, how to be that. And I guess it's being present, right? Being present.
One of my questions was, what have you learned from the animals?
Frickin' everything. I mean, really, like everything. Oh my God. Well, they taught me how to be an excellent mother to my human child, for sure, because I know behavior, because behavior is my special interest, as well as all the psychic stuff. The psychic stuff in my own way. I like the psychic stuff in my own way. And I am PDA profile autistic, which is pathological demand avoidance, which is a horrible terminology. So I call it persistent drive for autonomy. And basically that means don't freaking tell me what to do. Oh my God, don't tell me what to do, because if you tell me what to do, I can't do it. I can't even tell me what to do. I wake up every morning and I go, let the negotiations begin, because I have to push myself to brush my teeth, to make a meal, to wash clothes, to do anything, because we get, ADHD inertia. Like it's just is a thing. But at any rate, like the animals taught me so much how to be present. The animals taught me how to not overthink. The animals taught me how to feel. The animals taught me how to communicate. And they taught me to really slow down and pay attention to what's happening in the moment, to what they're saying, because animals are talking to you all day, every day. Just because you're not tuned into that frequency doesn't mean that they're not trying to communicate with you all the time. Does that make sense?
It does. Well, now I'm thinking, I live on this farm and I have these goats and I have the cats and I have the dogs and, I have the cows, and I'm like, if they're all chattering at me, like that's a lot to tune in. I know this sounds silly. When I'm with them on a one-on-one or I'm doing something, it's different. And you do have a relationship with all of them. They always say don't look an animal in the eye, but I eyeball and stare down all my animals. Like that's how I communicate with them, is looking in their eyes, and I think vice versa. So I'm going to ask you this. Do you find it easier to communicate with animals compared to humans, or are there different challenges with each?
It's the same. It's the same. Some animals don't know that they can communicate with me. But this is why I have spirit guides, because they can translate. So if I'm talking to somebody's dead Uncle Guido or whatever, I don't know, like, and he only speaks a different language, then I don't frickin' know how to speak Italian. Like, so my guides will translate for me. And so a lot of animals don't know, and they get confused and they look around, they go, whoa, what's happening? Who, what? And then I have to go, hey, it's me. Are we cool? Can we chat? And this is just sort of me hearing it in my head and sending it out into the world. And see, I think too, it's the same with any kind of spiritual anything, whether dogs or dead people or whatever. It's like this pendulum swing that we do. We overthink or we dismiss, right? Or we go, well, it's just, this is ridiculous and animals can't talk back to you. That's stupid. Or it's a ghost hunters tonight at 9. We find a rocking chair all by itself in the 3rd floor of the Kinsey house. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, everybody take a breath. Can we just be in the middle? Because in the middle is where the magic happens. When you are a complete skeptic and you go, that's a bunch of horseshittery that I don't believe in, you're negating just, I think, 99% of what's occurring on this planet right now. Because if you even go Google, like what do humans see on the spectrum of light? It's like this like freaking hairs, like smidge. Like we don't see what a great blue whale sees at the bottom of the ocean. Like we don't see what an eagle sees. We don't see like a fly. We don't see like a butterfly. We're like, oh my God. So skeptic, that's absurd. Like knock that shit off. Be a little more open. And then don't go hunting, bum, bum, bum. The second you sensationalize it and make it like this big thing, your body immediately clicks. Ooh, anomaly, not safe. Don't know what's happening. Your body kicks into that gear of I don't want to let that in. I don't understand what's happening there. When you can be middle of the road and you can admit it to yourself, okay, humans are psychic. This is the way that it is. So are animals. That's just how life works. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is what it is. So you're not a skeptic and you're not overthinking. You just go, okay, it is what it is. So of course animals are going to talk to me. And that opens up, well, because here's the thing. What we've all been trying to do spiritually is be more spiritual and be open and transcend and go higher. And I think that's just not what we're here to freaking do. We're here to pay attention to our body and know what it's thinking and feeling and doing, and here I think is the magic of everything. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. Having a body is like having a pet. And you have to brush the fur and you have to exercise it and socialize it. And it's actually a big pain in the ass. All this animal husbandry. I mean, you have to feed it 3 times a day. Oh my God. Like I have shit to do. I can't. And there it is. Freaking authenticity. Like stop to, well, and I meditate 4 hours a day. Awesome. Good for you. I ain't going to do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat some freaking potato chips and drink red wine and like read a book. Like I don't need, and I have a potty mouth. Like I think the balance is the important part. We can manifest all day long. I want my claircognizance. I want to be an animal, an animal communicator. I want to do all these things. But if your physical body, if your central nervous system is not regulated, you ain't getting shit. That's just how that works. I want the money and the this and the that. Well, you ain't getting a dadgum thing until your body feels it is safe to do so. So if you want all your psychic juju to kick in and to like power up for you, check in with her and see if she's okay. Check in with your body. How is she feeling? Does she feel safe enough to allow all this stuff in? Because that could be really scary for your body to have all these extra sensory things kicking. That's terrifying to some people's bodies, right? So it's, I don't know, getting in tune with your body, knowing what she needs, understanding what people, places, and things make her happy, and what people, places, and things make her feel wobbly. I call it wobbly. When you're around negative energy or people who refuse to grow or people who are addicts, unfortunately, their energy is very wobbly. It all feels a bit the same to me. And I go, oof, I need to be very mindful with whom I give access to me because they make me wobbly, because their emotions are so heightened. And so because of the dogs, again, you asked, what did the dogs teach me? I learned how to really ground myself when there is an animal who wants to kill me. I go, okay, I need to be really grounded because, lots of laws in the universe and, law of manifestation and all of these things, but there's also law of entrainment, right? If you have metronomes in a room and they're all going opposite, you leave, come back for an hour and they're all going the same. The strongest energy in the room leads the way. So I have trained myself to be calm in a crisis, no matter what's happening. I lead the way. Because I found that's the safest way to go. It keeps me from getting killed, right? With these animals that I work with. And it also, I am regulating everyone else's central nervous system. In essence, I am the therapy animal for everyone else. Again, I'm going off on a tangent.
Well, no, that makes total sense to me. By trade, I'm a nurse and I spent 30 years in inner city ERs.
Vet tech for 15 years in LA. I was an emergency veterinary technician. I've seen it all.
Okay. Yeah, so you get it.
Yes.
That was one of my superpowers, right? Like when you're in those environments, that's why I was the evening charge nurse, because I was able to be calm and have that energy. And you're right. It sets the tone. People follow it. It's a reset.
It's safety for them.
It is. What I always say is what made me the A-team or the A-team at work did not always serve me well at home.
Oh, God, no.
You talked about spirituality. What does it actually encompass? So I think back in the day, spirituality was seen as an evolvement from religion, right? Religion was with fear and control, and spirituality was I communicate with the creator, or whatever terminology you use, the universe, all that's in the universe, myself. I don't need any intermediaries, and it's fun and it's enjoyable and it's curious. So now I'm not sure that definition, if it...
And ego.
Okay.
It's growing up. That's what it is. It's growing up. I mean, this was 2024 energy, and now for sure 2025 energy. Spirituality, the definition is now, at least according to all the people I speak with, it's growing up. It's growing up. Growing up meaning we are now en masse releasing victim mentality. En masse, we are releasing patriarchy, white supremacy, capitalism, and religion, because it's all one monster, and it's crumbling as we speak. And this allows us to go, hey, wait a minute. I actually want to be responsible for everything I do, say, think, and feel. I want to have a human experience. I don't want to transcend being human. I want to allow in the mess. I want to stop with the perfectionism. I want to allow things to unfold as they're supposed to, of course, with action steps needed by us individually as people. But I think now it's it's a time to, well, it's time to frickin' grow up. And look, I went to church back home in Mississippi when I was little. And when I'd go to church, I'm like, this is weird. Why do all these grown-ups need invisible parents to tell them right from wrong? And I thought that was really strange. And then these people were just mean as a snake, weren't they, during the week. And then, when they would come to church on the weekends, they were lovely, and all during the week, they were mean as a snake. And I thought, religion, this is a bunch of hooey. I mean, I'm 5 years old, and I know right from wrong. Why do they need to be told right from wrong? That's sketchy and scary for a little kid, because then I grew up thinking, well, ain't nobody know nothing. These grown-ups don't know what they're doing.
It's a contradiction. I went to Catholic.
Oh, there you go.
Catholic school.
There's therapy needing to happen, right? Oh, my word.
Why you and I met each other is for the purpose of, we're doing this individually for not only as we're the spirit experiencing our existence in the human realm, but we're also collectively here to sort of shut this whole third dimensional game down, which is what we're seeing right now. And we're here to...
Thus the chaos.
Exactly. It's actually a positive thing. It doesn't feel so touchy-feely, but it's positive.
Yes.
But you and I are both in a tract to support the planet, the collective, and individuals through this as this all gets shut down.
Yes, agreed. Because growing up is scary. It's freaking scary growing up. I mean, God, we all remember, and my guides go, when y'all get in those bodies, y'all are dumb as a bucket of hair. Oh, my word. Like, y'all think it's some contest to see who can stay married the longest, stay in the job the longest. Like, that's so dumb. But at any rate, growing up is scary. And I think that hopefully we're here to help people realize that it's not, that it doesn't have to be scary, that you can retrieve your power back from all the people, places, and things that you felt the need to set your power at the feet of. You can bring all of that back. And for women, religion especially, and religion is just a coping mechanism in lots of different cultures all over for thousands of years. They create different gods for different reasons, and whether they're travelers or they're, stay and create gardens, and different gods for different groups of people. So the recognition that, hold on, I think I am God, that's scary business, because then it takes you out of a man in power. Like, I know what God told me to, you don't know what you're doing. Oh, no, but I know. So you have to listen to what I know. And that's what you're supposed to believe and feel. And then you have, divergence. Neurodivergent people who go, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why in the world would you say that? And then we just throw a wrench into the whole mechanism, But at any rate, growing up can be terrifying. But I think that we can help people go, wait a minute, actually, it's really freaking cool. Because we're in that weird little limbo of teenagery, of like, I want to be autonomous, and I want to be responsible. And I can, but sometimes I can't. But like, sometimes I skip school and I want to go smoke a cigarette and do naughty things. Like, I think we're, as a collective, that's kind of where we are, teenagery, and thus the diaper fire that is the world right now. You know what I mean? Because it's just like all imploding everywhere, which is actually, like you said, a good thing. It's scary as hell. And there will be many sacrificial lambs, which that's the part that hurts me. But I do understand there are no victims, and I understand, everyone is super, we're equal down here spiritually, all of us. And I get that completely. Also, the human side of me, it hurts my heart. It hurts my heart because death never bothered me. Death is fine. Suffering, I do not like suffering. And suffering is universal. Suffering is universal. It's part of the program down here, unfortunately.
The program that's ending, but yes.
Yes, agreed. Thank you for that. Yes.
Until we get through the full transition of it, it's going to...
which is going to take a minute.
It is, and it's going to escalate. And you're right, it doesn't feel good, especially for those of us who feel those feelings.
I don't leave my house. Oh, my word. No. And when you're sensitive, like we are, and y'all listening in, you're sensitive too. That's why you're listening. And I say this, just throwing this out there. If you're having a bad day, this last 2 weeks for me have been terrible. Last night I did not sleep at all. Like it's been like tight and crunchy and intense. But I want to just throw this out there for everybody listening. When you feel like shit, take a breath and go, wait a minute, is it mine or is it the collective? Because we genuinely feel what the theme of everyone on the planet is feeling. And the theme for everyone on the planet right now is, ah! That's like the theme. So it may not even be your own panic that you're feeling.
I think that that's important. And I'm going to say this because I think that it's affecting your situation and many others who will want to hear this. So today is actually the spring equinox.
Oh, there you go. No wonder. That makes sense.
And we just had the lunar eclipse a few days ago.
Yeah.
With the full moon. And we're going to be hitting another solar eclipse in 9 days. So we're sandwiched into 2 eclipses. And like, this has been really intense for me physically. Like I never sleep with full moons are always like, I don't sleep and I have issues. But the last 2 weeks, I go to bed and I fall asleep as soon as I hit the pillow. And 30 minutes later, I'm up and I can't sleep. I am so exhausted. Like I've never, I won't say never. I don't recall having this level of feeling exhausted.
Oh, brutal. It's tired and wired.
Yeah, tired and wired. But what I've discovered is almost everyone I'm talking to is feeling the exact same way. So
Yeah.
This is bigger. This is collective. And I think that, we're at the peak of the solar cycle. We're getting hit with all the solar energy. We have these astrological. I think that we're just getting slammed with this, and it all ties in. It all has to do with the ending of this third dimensional stuff, the victimhood, the violence, and it's all getting darker before it fully dissipates.
Oh, for sure.
And it's a process. So it's not like one day it's here and one day it's gone. I think it's going to happen in my lifetime for sure. Like, I think that in 2 or 3 years, really quick. So just that you acknowledge that, I wanted to put that in there because when people listen to this, they may go, oh my God, I wondered what was wrong with me. Now I'm hearing that all these other people have experienced that. So
yeah. I text all my friends and I go, oh my God, I feel like shit. And they go, oh my God, me too. And I go, thank God you feel like shit. Oh, phew. Because, thank God. I'm so happy that you feel like shit because this means it's bigger than just me, and even my son and even the animals. I'm so in tune with my personal animals and external animals. I'm in California, but high elevation, Southern California. So there's lots of critters around here, and coyotes have been bananas last couple nights, like running everywhere. I mean, it's been crazy. Everybody's feeling it. And I know that the scientists say, well, the full moon doesn't affect small bodies of water. It only affects large bodies of water. And I go, well, clearly you've not worked at an emergency animal clinic on a full moon because, we have dogs going through plate glass windows. Our human ER.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yeah, it is. I want everybody to know that it's okay, that it is like waves in the ocean. Like we get slammed, but then the tide goes out. Then we get slammed and the tide goes out. And it's going to get smoother later.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go back to one more animal question and then we can shift gears.
Yeah.
I talked to this guy, Nick Musica. He's also from California. He's an animal communicator, and the animals, like, people set up sessions for their animals, and he's a Dr. Dolittle, and the people will ask questions. And he was sharing like this with the one lady. He says, well, your dog is asking me to ask you what's going on at work. And then she was talking about how she was an Uber driver and she hurt her back and she had lost her other job and things weren't really good. She was basically just on edge and short with people. And he's like, oh, so like you're biting back at people. Your dog wants me to tell you, you're asking why your dog is biting. And your dog is saying to me, I need to tell you, you need to look at what's going on with your job and you need to resolve your job. And I was like, he was fascinating. I mean, you're having one-on-one stuff just to help the animal along. Do you also have that kind of thing going?
Absolutely. What I did was aggression, like scary, killed livestock, mauled people, plastic surgery level, reconstruction level animals here. And so it's so bizarre, right? That not really, but what we need is what we get. I know that sounds weird, but if your dog is highly aggressive to people, where are your boundaries with people? If you're, like if your dog is really shy and doesn't want to go anywhere, how do you feel around other people? Do you have social anxiety? Absolutely. The animals just show up to be your mirror. Oh my God, every time, almost every time. Sometimes you get a little dog and they live their little dog life and it is what it is. But a lot of the times they come in and they go, well, I'm going to F you up here because, you're dumb as a bucket of hair clearly. And the universe is whacking you upside the head with a cast iron skillet. And you're still not listening. So I'm just going to start biting people. Like, will you figure it out? So sure, yeah, absolutely. They help out like that. And so what my job is to help the human. Because, once the human is good, then the dog is okay. But, obviously dogs also have mental illness issues and physical issues and biological, neurological issues, just like people do. People go, oh, well, we don't deserve dogs. I'm like, have you met dogs? Dogs can be jerks. Dogs can be narcissistic and rude and like mean on freaking purpose too. So don't go there. Like dogs are just like humans. Very rarely are they courageous. They are not. Most of them are not. Very rarely do they want to be helping you. They're just trying to survive themselves. Very rarely do you get a therapy animal. Doesn't work like that. Most dogs fail the program to go into the police academy or bomb sniffing dog or helping the blind. Most dogs failed, like most of us fail with shit too. But spiritually speaking, if you zoom out for sure, dogs and animals and horses and birds and things will come in to help you with whatever experience your soul self wanted to have this go round. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And it just, what I love about it is now it makes me more aware to pause and pay attention and to actually just ask, right? Either with my words or telepathically, like what message are you here to show me?
And be breezy again, like, and I know you will, but I'm just telling for everybody else, like be breezy. You don't have to go, what's the message? Oh my God. Like people go, I have had these dreams. It's a dead person trying to contact me. I'm like, I don't know, maybe. But maybe it's somebody passed through going, hey, what's up? Doing a bro nod, like, hey, what's up? Maybe that's all it is. Like, it doesn't have to be so fancy. Like past lives, I was the queen of, probably not. I don't know. I think if we get a little humble, there's no such thing as paranormal. Psychic is normal. Extrasensory stuff is normal. This is how this little body is. And I'm just in it in the moment. I really need to tune into it, take care of it, see what it wants, because it has a wisdom all its own, which can tie in to this spiritual wisdom. Because, if you want all of your psychic juju to open up, your mind, not you, it's just a tool you've been given. So you remember to brush your teeth and pay your bills, right? Your mind and your body and you all need to be going the same direction. But I would say 90% of the humans down here were going ping, ping, ping. We're like squirrel in traffic, like and how do you get your feathers straight to get all of y'all going in the same direction? Well, you meditate, you slow down, you do a body check periodically through the day, and you go, wow, that's weird. Why am I so irritated? Oh yeah, I just got off the phone with that lady and she was so freaking mean. I think it's her energy. Start to realize where your energy stops and starts. Then you can start cueing in and feeling the yes or the no in your body. And that really helps navigate, like, oh my God, everything else that you create is easier because your body can give you clarity. Your body will give you a nope, which is always felt, well, not always, but usually felt throat, chest, belly. That's a nope, and it's tight. And then a yes is like this, open, and you can breathe. And I think too, people really, well, a lot of people ask me, well, how do you know the difference between you or something scary and your spirit guides? If it's you and something scary, I could talk about that too, because that's a bunch of hooey, like, everybody's worried about the demons. Like, oh my God, all right, we'll talk about the demons. Anyway, if it's frenetic in any way, if it's sensationalistic in any way, Meaning in your head, you're like, I don't know, is it a yes or is it a no? Is he going to call me? Is he going to text me? I don't know. No. All of that is ego. Oh my God. All of that anger, bitterness, jealousy, grief, sorrow, despair, worry for self and others, rage, depression, anxiety. That ain't it. What your spirit guides give you is this calm, neutral knowing. Like, I just know he's going to be here today. I don't know how I know, but I just know. That's who is your spirit guide. And if you can cue into that and get your body, your central nervous system regulated enough so you can feel the subtlety of that, ooh, you're off and running. So it's like combining all of this shit, combining like, well, I'm human. I got to take her into account. And, I'm an animal communicator, but I'm also an animal communicator for people's bodies as well, which I know is weird, but it's a really weird thing to say because people just plow through life and they just go, just work. I don't want to fiddle with you. I have shit to do. Nobody tunes into their body. Oh my God. So especially neurodivergent people, we're resentful that we have one because it's a pain, because we don't want to have to feed it and clean up after it and clean it. And like, here's my workaround, of which I have millions because of ADHD. In my head, I go, wait. Okay, there's another planet out there somewhere, and that's got my real body on it. And then that person and I switched bodies as I'm in theirs. And then when they come back to retrieve this body, oh boy, are they going to be pissed at me because they're going to go, you hated it and you never loved it and it was always the wrong size and you were resentful about it and you had to feed it certain things and you just always were mad at it. And I will be mortified. So now I have that in my little, like, okay, I need to take care of it like I take care of all my dogs, all of the animals that I've cared for all these years, and go the extra mile for it and do the things that it needs. Because when she's okay, then I can open up all these other psychic gifts because she can carry the weight of that. She can be open enough and be vibrating high enough to handle that sort of light or whatever you want to call it. And then all those gifts can come flooding in. That seems like it's so easy for me to, like, doesn't everybody know that?
When you spoke it, I was like, this all makes so much sense and it's so simple. But until you spoke it, I don't know that I necessarily felt that way. So thank you for that.
Oh, yay. Well, I think that's what we're moving into this year is a hold on. What wisdom does your body have? What can she tell you? Where do you need to be going? And the animals, of course, they taught me everything, but I had like a complete autistic meltdown in 2020. That's when I realized I was autistic. I'm like, oh, snap. I think I am autistic AF. What? I had no idea. Like in the 70s in Mississippi growing up, I was just called hyper, oh, she's just hyper. Like, no, I have a disability, actually. Holy shit, who knew? But I was crying, like the ugly cry, meditating, like, what do I do? And my spirit guide, he's kind of really backed off. I've gone through many spirit guides as I grow. But he said, do what is most impossible. That's how you get out of where you are. Do what you feel is most impossible. And I did. I quit smoking cigarettes. And 2020 was my favorite thing. Oh my God, I love cigarettes. I don't care if anybody hates them. They were delicious to me and I loved them. And so at any rate, so I quit smoking. And then it all started like dominoes. It all started clicking like, hold on. I think what I'm supposed to do here is I'm supposed to create a life that's so perfectly suited for me that I don't want to escape it. Okay, so if that's what I want to do, because my body can't be shoved into this world that everyone else has created, my body doesn't belong there. My body's always been the one in the little shack at the edge of the forest, and the little village was over here. And when they'd have problems with their sheep dying, they'd come get me, and I'd give them the herbs, and then they'd go home. Like I can't be in the village. Like I ain't no. So how do I do this? I don't know how to do this. Well, I wrote down a list of everything that I hated about my life. Okay, I'm in Los Angeles. There's too many people. It's too hot here. I don't like the traffic. Like whatever. And then on the side of it, I wrote the opposite of that. And the opposite column was my to-do column. Like I had no idea what I was doing. Like, okay, I need fewer people. I need high elevation. I need no humidity because I'm from Mississippi and I don't want no skaters no more. So I need more trees than people and I need less traffic. And then I started looking for that. That was literally my to-do list. Of course, serendipitous events, um, got us, my son and I, to where we are now, which is exactly where we're supposed to be. But boy, howdy, that was a big old honking roundabout. If I would have known, 5 years ago, we'll just tune into your body a little more, it would have been a lot easier. So I'm trying to save people trouble is what I'm saying.
Your experience is going to really lighten this up for other people. Isn't that the goal?
Oh my gosh. Here's hoping. Holy crap. Because I think there's two different kinds of people who, because I have complex PTSD. So there's two kind of people who go through trauma. There's a kind of person who lets it affect them. So they mirror back mean. And they want other people to hurt just as bad as they hurt. And that's what makes a narcissist. Narcissists aren't made. They're not born. They're made. And then you have the opposite of that. People who have suffered to such a horrific degree. It's debilitating, my complex PTSD. And I never, ever, ever want anybody to suffer like that. Ever, ever. Anybody, any suffering. It's just, no. And so I just turned myself inside out to help people within limits now. I realize I have to have boundaries now because, all giving with no boundaries is self-destruction.
Boundaries are very important.
Yeah, I never knew I could have those. I do now. The top 3 things that the patriarchy will not allow women to have is opinions, boundaries, and rage. And Lord, I got all 3. No wonder I'm single. Oh my word. Anyway, so yes, I would love to help as many people as will let me.
Well, perfect. So real quick, you had mentioned demons.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as you were talking about the demons, I was like, I feel like that's all old school. Like, does that stuff...
Oh, my God, it so is. Oh, my God, yeah.
Is it even exist anymore?
Sure.
Is that going by the way, like with religion? I feel like demons go out the door with the religion.
And I think that people still ask me that. Oh, my God, what about the demons? Aren't you scared? And I'm like, honey, good God Almighty, I have given thousands of readings. You'd think one demon could bust up in here and scare me half to death and wouldn't do it anymore. No. But have I seen scary shit? Yes, I had seen some scary shit. I have felt scary stuff. And I was literally giving a session yesterday and there was a little hanging on. There was a little, what could be demon. I think that's what people call them. But the thing is like energy just attracts like energy. And I explained to this woman, like, well, what is a haunted house? Well, a haunted house is simply a place frozen in time through grief and tragedy. So if a man loses his family in a hurl accident, he goes home and he's bitter, angry, resentful. He's not going to clean that house. He's in grief, sorrow, despair, rage. How dare the universe take them away from me? So he's not going to fix the squeaky door. He's not going to fix the window. He's not going to clean things. And then it just boom, 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 all the way down around you. And so there are lots of different energies in the world. That's just one of them, And so all the little negative things go, ooh, that feels comfy. And they go there. And a lot of people can be inside their own haunted house. Your body can be its own haunted house, which just makes me sad. And the same thing with the dogs, that a dog trying to kill me, I go, oh God, are you okay? I see a haunted house and walk in and scary things are coming out to get me. I go, oh my God, are you okay? Come sit down with me. Tell me everything. What's happening in you? What are you feeling? I want to know it all. I have the power for us both. I can hold space for everybody. Tell me everything. And then when they're given that opportunity, it's gone. They go, oh, thank you. And I ask for help too. Like, hey, get my spirit guides to come down. Don't they have some place to be? That's what I did the other day with this woman. I got her spirit guides to come down and go, doesn't this little entity thing have somewhere else to be? Like, hey, are you okay? Don't you want to be doing something that feels better? And then it was like, well, shit, yeah, I didn't know I had an option. Cool, let's do that. I think we've just been looking at it from a different, I used to see a little Viewmaster viewer in my head. Remember those? Like if we take out that old, Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom disc that we all had with the animals in it and put something different in there and have a different filter for looking at the world, we see that all these scary things really aren't. All these big scary dogs who want to kill us, they just have an owie in their heart. That's what the dogs call it, the owie in your heart. Like, here's my owie. They go, here's the owie in me. Here's the owie in my heart. And same thing with like what was considered, demons. Are there negative things in the world? Sure, Absolutely. But I think at this point, I'm vibrating so high that they don't even know that I'm here. They don't even know that I exist. And I try to be as kind as possible because I ain't nice. Whoo, I ain't nice. No, ma'am. I am not a nice person. I am a kind person. Because I think nice is where predators live. So I don't do that. I call you out. I don't care who you are or where you are or what's happening. I call you out. I make people uncomfortable. I rock the damn boat. I'll sink it if I need to, because that's the beauty of being in your 50s. At any rate, like I feel like what was once scary does not have to be. And I think what is now scary, well, here's what I'm hearing in my head. What's scary now is people who try to be what they're not. And the quote I'm hearing in my head is, as was then is now truth, sweetest tongue has sharpest tooth. So people who try to sweet talk, oh, that's fine. We're going to take care of you. No worries. We're going to change things around in the government. We're going to change things around in the state. We're going to change things around in your school. We're going to change things around, whatever, fill in the blank anywhere. Like it's this sweet talking. That's the real scary bit now. Instead of like evilly demony things. And I feel like, good God Almighty, if we knew how powerful we are, we could just go, blink. you know?
I think that that's part of where we're at this exact moment is people are starting.
Growing up.
Okay, it goes back to the growing up.
Yeah.
Recognizing or just hearing the words for the first time, you're very powerful.
Oh, very.
Again,
own it.
I have this spiritual teacher, the same fellow himself that I've been working with his work for the past 5 years. And he always says, you're very powerful. We're big. You're bigger than you think. And it's only been more recently in the last couple of years, even though I've heard those words many, many, many times, it was as if there was one day and it was like as if I had heard them for the very first time.
It clicked.
And it had a whole different meaning. And it was like, well, yes, I am. I realize I am. But it's not in an ego.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way. No.
But it was just weird. It was like just out of the clear blue this one day, it was like.
Clicked. Don't you love when that happens? Because we can hear something a million times over. Like, that doesn't even make sense. That's not true. And then one day it clicks. We're like, oh, I get it now. I get it. And the power thing, like and this is why in my sessions, one of my favorite things to do is introduce people to their spirit guides because, and as far as capitalism goes, my business model is terrible because I want to make it so you don't need me. I want everybody to have their spirit guides connected to them. And it's fascinating. We go in this meditation and spirit guide shows, and I ask the questions and the spirit guide tells my client, claircognizant, and then they answer me. It's fascinating. They're giving themselves a reading. Oh my God, it's so fun. At any rate, and I tell them, if you only knew how powerful you are and claim it and own it. And because it takes one little drop of fear that can gain weight in the back of your mind to such a degree that you have catastrophic results from this one little bit. So this is why retraining your brain is incredibly important. Retrain your brain and remind her that, hey, we're okay. Help your body. Hey, we're okay. How is everybody feeling? You don't have to do a damn thing that I say, but wouldn't it be nice if you could be the parent for your mind and your body to let them know, hey, I've got you. I'm going to regulate everybody here. And I'm going to allow our power to come flooding back in. And as a matter of fact, anywhere, any dimension, lifetime, circumstance, all the freaking layers of levels, anywhere you have laid your power down, let's call it all back in and let it flood back into your life. So you make decisions about you because why else are you freaking here? And if you want to start the business or move to another place or it's going to happen for somebody, why not you? Oh my God, just try it. What's the worst that could freaking happen? You lose everything and go back home? All right, cool. Hello. I have tried and done a billion different things. And why not do? Holy shit. This place is so amazing. Just try something. Don't just sit there.
Would that be the concept of real world magic that you talk about sometimes?
I guess so.
Okay.
Magic is in the everyday. I guess so. It's every single little dink and thing is magic. For me, magic happens all the time around me. And quick aside, neurodivergent people are the magic folks, right? This is just the way that it is. So we have a different filter for reality. We have always felt like aliens simply because the veil is thinner for us. We see magic where neurotypical people do not. We all have our roles to play down here. They're brilliant at meaning neurotypical people are brilliant at some things that we are not good at doing. They're great in corporate. They're great at being consistent. We are not. We are artists. We need to work our butts off for like get everything done that you would have taken you a week. We do it in a day, and then we need 3 days to sleep. Right? At any rate, I got off on a side note, but allowing yourself, admitting it, growing up and admitting it. Going, this is not about my insecurities or my personal opinion about myself, or none of that shit matters. Park that shit. That's just your ego trying to keep you alive and keep you ridiculously humble so you feel intimidated so you won't take a step. That's just a survival mechanism. Clock it for what it is. Know what your brain is doing. Frickin' pay attention. Go, oh, thank you, brain. Sure do appreciate it. And name it if you want to. Thank you, Leanne, Elizabeth, Carmichael, Brittany, Marie, whatever you want to name it. Right? Like, I appreciate the hamster on the wheel of all my insecurities, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to put that over here. And we're going to take this leap. And we're going to recognize it's not just about how I feel about myself. I'm in a human body and I'm down here. Therefore, I'm absolutely powerful, because here's some truth absolute. Your spirit guides don't help you because you're helpless. Your spirit guides help you because you're extraordinarily powerful. You don't need to worry about offending them. As a matter of fact, they're worried about offending you. This is how powerful we are. And it ain't just me. This is freaking everybody down here. We cannot wait to come down here. People, oh, I don't want to ever come down here again. And I just smile and nod and go, oh, yeah, you will. You'll be dying. You'll be hoping to, because it's concentrated and heavy and dense down here. But we have so much experience in such a short amount of time. Our power is massive. And if you could just let it, like a smidge of that in, that could change your world. And look, and I literally did, because I left everything behind. I burned it to the freaking ground, my life in 2020. And I said, okay, I'm gonna do a new life for myself. Got a little credit card to pay for the movers, and I drugged my teenage child with me. Oh my God, to start brand new in a completely different place. It was terrifying, and then all of the shit that you're, Elizabeth, Carmichael, Brittany, Marie will say, what have you done? This was really stupid. What were you thinking? You screwed it all up. You've ruined this kid's life, all that stuff. I'm just like, no, you know what? We're going to process all that stuff later. And I'm just going to power through right now, because I know this is right. I know it's right. And I know it's right because my body tells me it's right. My body knows what's right. And quick aside, when we moved up here, there was no school up here. I'm thinking, oh my God, where's my kid going to go to school? He went to the little school here, but there was no high school for him to go to. And I thought, oh my God, what am I going to do? And then we were here a couple of months and we realized, oh wow, there is a high school here. And turns out it's this amazing high school that's like the best in the country. It's amazing. And my son got in on a scholarship. So I think it was really his spirit guides that got us here for him.
That is such a powerful story on so many different levels.
Okay.
It's a very powerful story with a lot of layers to it, I think, that are going to be very beneficial to many people. And it's what you said, the claim it, the own it. We experience miracles every day. We choose not to recognize or acknowledge them. It's what you said. We're that powerful.
Yes.
That we are the magic, and we can have miracles whenever we want. But it goes back to what we started with, is the belief. We believe we want it. We don't believe that we are it. And we are it.
Yes. And my mama has always told me all these years, most people live lives of quiet desperation. And I thought, that's just awful. Why in the world would they do that? And this is part of the growing up. I just want to shake people and go, knock that shit off. What are you thinking? You are so incredibly powerful. What do you want to do? And do it. Like, just freaking do it. And I thought up here, and I didn't know, and I still don't know nobody up here. I'm such an introvert. I don't leave my damn house if I don't have to. But like, okay, I need community. So I go and volunteer. I go and fill food boxes. Like if I'm feeling empty, I go fill food boxes. I help other people. Being your own hype person is important because we get bogged down here on this planet. And so being able to find things that empower and inspire you, that's important. I have to purposefully do that for me. Like, oh, nope, I got to watch something funny this week. Yep, I got to watch Galaxy Quest again for the 9 millionth time. Right? I've got to do it. I've got to watch old episodes of 30 Rock. Like I need to see Tina Fey right now. I need to just be laughing so hard that I almost pee myself. So I have to it's animal husbandry. Because figure out what your body needs. Holy shit, it ain't rocket surgery. And look, if you had a little dog or a little cat and that little animal was limping, you would be full stop. Like, oh my God, are you okay? You would buy the ramp. You would buy the steps for the bed. You'd take them to the vet. You'd buy the glucosamine and chondroitin. You would like do all the things. Do you do that for your own body? Like, do you pay attention to all the little subtleties? Right? You know, if your dog doesn't like to go to the dog park because it's overstimulating, but they love to go to the park and walk through the path in the woods because it feels better. You know that your dog likes the tennis ball and not a Frisbee. You know, your cat likes his hard treats, but not the greenies, what does your body love? What does she love to do? And a lot of times, neurodivergent bodies we like tandem play, we like parallel play. So our bodies need different things than neurotypical people. Our neurodivergent bodies need to go to maybe silent book club, which is amazing. See if there's one in your area. Like you take your own little book. Everybody else is there with their own little book. Everybody sits down by themselves and reads their own little book. You don't have to freaking interact with everybody. But your body feels the safety of other breathing bodies, and all of those bodies are happy. So it's taking your body to a live theater to see a play where all the other bodies are laughing out loud. That may make your body happy. Like freaking think it through. Like this is the greatest oracle that we've ever been given. And she has so much, or he, as the case may be, who is ever listening in, has so much knowledge about what she needs to feel safe to move through the world so you can open up all of your clairs, and then get your clarity and all of that stuff. But, confidence before clarity every single time. You just got to make a move and do it first. And then you get the clarity.
That's important.
Well, I was just going to say that, yes, also it's bringing in all parts of yourself is really important. And I find that the people who have the most peace, at least on this gorgeous little blue marble where we are in the moment, the people who have the most peace have made space in themselves to fit all different parts and pieces. The parts of you who are insecure and miserable and can't figure it out, and the parts of you who are competent and confident and capable and feeling powerful, and all parts of you are super duper important. Please do not compartmentalize them, because all of those parts of you are so intricate that makes you you. It makes you unique. So if you start compartmentalizing them, not liking certain parts and loving other parts, it gets all jacked up. So just allowing space. Well, being human is just freaking messy.
It is. That's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
So real quick,
yeah.
You talked about humor. Let's go back to the humor. I feel like many of us can use a bit more humor in our lives these days.
Holy shit, lighten up.
What role does humor play in healing sessions and teachings with you? Clearly, it's a big deal.
I never even thought about that question. What role does it play? I feel, you know what it is? Okay, hold on, because I'm just going to ask. And they're showing me what I said to all of my clients when I was, sitting in their living room with their highly reactive dog who was very violent, or their dog with massive anxiety. I would go, here's what you're looking for. You're looking for Goofy. That's how you know you're on the right track. When a dog lays down and goes and rubs its back, right, and goes to the like, that's what you're looking for, because that is diametrically opposed to anxiety and violence. When you are laughing, all your channels are open. And stuff can fly out of you, and it's not crunked up in there and stuck, making you disfigured and disformed and so tight that you can't even breathe. When you laugh and they're showing me in my head like a pinball machine. It goes bing, 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 bing. And it knocks out hunks of stuff that you don't need anymore. So the more you laugh, the looser you can be, the more space you make for good stuff to flow in. So what you're looking for, if you're doing it right, is goofy. So there's your spiritual homework. You need more goofy in your life, everybody. So ta-da. But for real, because if you're, and because I'm really tight in me and I'm super intense, I'm like super intense, and it's hard for me to lighten up. I have two speeds. I'm like a puppy. I have turbo and off. Like I'm like, or I'm sleeping. It's absurd. So that again, middle, like I think that's the whole theme of today, right? Is this the middle way. It's the middle way. As Buddha has said, it is the middle way. It is not all ego. It is not all suffering and releasing ego. It is befriending the ego. Middle way. How can I laugh? How can I lighten the hell up? How can I be a recovering perfectionist, as Brene Brown says, and how can I be, call a thing, as Ian Levan Sant says, call a thing. How can I have authenticity? How can I be comfortable in all the mistakes I make? How can I love myself even though I'm really insecure about a ton of stuff? How can I bounce back? How can I be resilient? How can I be honest and be in my integrity? Because really, that's the bottom line of everything, isn't it?
It sure is. And it's interesting because perfection doesn't exist in the third dimension. Yet it's something so many humans strive for and spend so much of their time on the earth going after. So I just wanted to throw that in there as you say that. So I'm going to just throw this out. I'm not exactly sure how to ask it. Debilitating anxiety seems to be...
That was me.
Debilitating... Okay.
Yeah.
Debilitating anxiety seems to really be... It's taking over the planet. Like there was always levels of anxiety, but it is upping its level. I don't know
dread.
if
it's dread.
The jar lid's being taken off and it's just spilling out.
It's dread.
Okay.
It's frenetic panic. It's dread. And that's growing up.
Okay. So that seems to be where we're
That's growing up.
And it crosses all generations.
It's paying attention to what she needs. That's it. Like, okay, and sit in it. Sit in it. Because I don't think people understand that you have to feel your feelings. That feelings are actual physical sensations in your body. Like, that's a thing. And so, it starts in your head. And if you can catch it before it goes, dumps the adrenaline dump or a chemical dump in your body, if you can catch it here, great. But if you have like a flooded with whatever chemicals your body feels you need to have in that moment for survival, if you can just freaking sit in it. Sit in it. And this is how you get in tune with your body. This is how you get in tune with her wisdom. This is how she can help you. I think this is the whole darkest before dawn thing. The universe is going, would you freaking pay attention to your body? Oh my God. Would you knock it off? What are you doing? And learning how to do a vagus nerve reset. We should do one right now for everybody watching. Let's do it. It takes like a second. So there's a couple different ways. We'll do it this way. So if you're feeling that existential dread, if you're panicky, if you don't want to leave the house, if you are so debilitated by your anxiety, check in with your body. And let's just do a check first. Turn your head right and left to see what your range of motion is in your neck, right? Just a before and after. And then you put your hands here. And then your face stays forward, but your eyes are going to look down on the ground on your right-hand side. And my voice is going to change just a minute or two here. So take a deep breath here. And what you're looking for is some sort of relaxation in your body. And you may feel a little eye strain, and that's fine. A little eye strain is okay, but you don't want to hurt yourself or anything. And your stomach may feel a little looser, and that would be great. And even if you don't feel a thing, that's okay. The first 3 times I did this, I said, this is a bunch of horseshit. It's not working, but it is working. This is science. This is what it is. So that's perfect. Now let's look over to the left and do the same thing. Find something to stare at over there. Take a deep breath. Here's hoping again you feel looseness in your body. And if you feel the need to yawn, that would be absolutely perfect, because that would be the indicator that your parasympathetic nervous system is kicking in, which is your rest and digest. Because basically what this is doing is getting your body out of fight or flight. And that's it. Put your arms down. Now see how much more range of motion you have in your neck. It'll freak you out.
Oh, that is wild.
Magic. Magic.
It is
So,
magic. I could hardly turn my neck. I
yes.
was like, oh my God, everyone in the world's going to see like how
She's like, oh, talk about debilitated. But I feel like that's.
I mean, I will, you know what, Cinnamon? That takes me back to my chiropractor, who was like my best friend from pushing carts and doing all that ED stuff. That is a very physical job. Is I could hardly turn my neck, and he crunches your neck, and you think that, oh my God, did my head just get removed from my body? And then the next thing you know, I'm like, oh my God, I feel like my head's on a spring. Like literally, what we just did, that vagus nerve reset, was comparable to that.
Do it all day, every day. It's safe. You're not going to hurt yourself. It's free. So whenever you're feeling overloaded, and I feel like that's really what it is. It's this big wave. It's this big tsunami of grow up. It's a tsunami of grow the up. Because it's a get in tune with your body, see what she needs. How is she? Because if your dog had that much anxiety, you would do whatever it took to make them okay. You'd buy them the thunder shirt. You'd get the sound machine on the ocean waves. You'd get the pheromone thing you plug into the, you know what I mean? Like, at least let's try some things. I don't think we're not given a manual to say, well, we're responsible for this little thing that we're in. And my God, she tries so hard. Like, bless her heart. Can you just, like, she tries so hard to strive for balance all day, every day. And we just F it up. We just continually F it up. So love her and take care of her and check in with her. How are you doing today? What is happening? Are you okay? You have scary, scary, scary feelings. Because here's the only two people that, unless you've got littles, right? Unless you've got young kids, youngins, the only two people you need to worry about is your 6-year-old self and your 80-year-old self. You take care of that baby and you take care of that old lady. That's your prime job. Like, you look back at your 6-year-old self. What did she need? You parent you now. You be the parent that she needed. And then you make plans right here and right now so your 80-year-old self is proud of you. Like, that's the bottom line, isn't it? So taking care of her so she feels good when she's 80, 90 and up. So she's feeling like she can move and, again, animal husbandry. I think that's what we're being pushed into doing now. We can't just sideswipe reality. Well, like Wayne Dyer, well, believe it and then you'll see it. And that's all great and everything. And I love Wayne Dyer, don't get me wrong. Also, be in your freaking body and be her friend. And befriend your ego too. It's helping you. It's trying so hard, your ego. Oh my word. I think this is just a big wake-up call for us to be nice to ourselves. Just slow down and be nice to yourself. And taking care of yourself doesn't have to be a bathtub and chocolate. I mean, it can be cool. That's awesome. But it's more like, hey, does it need a walk today? Hey, does it need some socialization today? Does it need to do nothing today? Sometimes my body just has to lie down and do nothing all day because she's just been so overloaded. And getting in tune with her, I mean, it's like, well, when I was younger, we were poor in Mississippi growing up. But so I rode everybody else's horses. I couldn't afford one of my own because they're expensive. So I trained and showed and exercised everybody else's. And so, but I could literally go out into a field of 30 horses and they just assumed I was a horse. Like, get in tune with the groove of what it is to be an animal on this planet. Go outside and smell the trees. Like, slow the hell down. I think we're just push. And that's the anxiety because our little bodies have not had time enough to acclimate. And they've not had time enough to evolve, be where we are spiritually or technologically speaking, or our little bodies are still like the same as they were, 1,000 years ago. So they're like, wait, I don't understand. We need to help them. I don't know. I feel like it's just time to have kindness.
It all goes back to the same basic principles. And the other one I'm going to throw in there is self-love. Self-love is such a big component to our evolving. Ooh. What practices do you recommend for individuals to cultivate self-love and empowerment? I mean, those are two biggies.
Holy shit, I don't know. You know what? If you would have asked me 5 years ago, hey, you have self-loathing in you? I'd be like, what do you want, glue? I don't have any self-love. I love myself. No, I had so much self-loathing. I'm still discovering. It's like, it's like like the old saying, I hurt in places I didn't know I had places. I have self-loathing and shame and like humility, like all this stuff stuck in me. I didn't even know it was there. So shadow work for sure. Oh, right. Because that like brings it all up. And what is shadow work? Shadow work is just a recognition of, oh, that's weird. Why did I overreact when he said that thing? Whoa. What is happening? Was it him? Was it what he said? Was it because he said it in front of people? Like, what the hell, man? I'm out of control. Like when you have some crazy feeling come up, sit in it and it kind of let your brain help you. Your brain will be very glad about that. Like, ooh, I get to help and do logical things. Let your brain help and let your body feel it out and like let all that click together and go, wow. And also, again, it's that zoom out and go, no, I'm a magical person. This is not about my opinion of me. I'm a magical person, and this is what the majority of humans go through. Shame, humiliation, grief, sorrow, worry, insecurity. I'm doing it wrong. And so this is, talk about your central nervous system, any kind of embarrassment, self-loathing, right? Not having any sort of feeling competence. And this is a signal in your body that it's an emergency. This can absolutely lead to PTSD, complex PTSD, if it continues, because when you feel sort of ousted or you feel that slight of people kind of going, ooh, that was weird. Why did she say that? Your body can kick in to that, oh my God, I'm going to die, because we're still where we were thousands of years ago in a little tribal community. That's what our bodies are still regulated to. And so if the tribe doesn't like you, you're going to die straight up. Again, pay attention to her and see what she needs from you and go, hey, no, we're okay. Hold on. This is 2024. We're good. Just breathe. We're good. And that helps all the anxiety dissipate. Then you can kind of zoom out and go, okay, well, I'm supposed to screw up. That's what we're doing here. And I'm really powerful, just not because, again, it's not my opinion. This is just how we're made. So cool. So you can look at things objectively is what I'm saying. Try to look at things objectively and not be too caught up in it. And that will set you free to sort of be on the outside looking in and watching your body move through things and trying to help her out, and not be so caught up in it. Because I think there it is too. It's like, I remember listening to that interview with Eckhart Tolle when he said, I was depressed and I wanted to kill myself, because he was academia, right? He was like a professor. And he said, one night I was so distraught, I was literally going to kill myself. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, I can't stand myself anymore. Wait, I can't stand myself anymore. Are there two? Whoa. There are two of me in me. And so that is what I'm saying. Like, can you be the observer? That's what he says. Be the observer. Be the observer of your thoughts. That's how we know our thoughts are not our own, because we can observe ourselves having them. If we were not being able to observe them, then they would be us, right? So we can observe our thoughts. We can observe our body. We can be the observers, and we can be the grown-up, and we can regulate ourselves, help regulate others. We can look for the people, places, and things that help us feel regulated. We can find the people, places, and things that make us wobbly and freaking eliminate them. Hate to say it, but break up with a boyfriend, get a new job, go no contact with that family member who refuses to acknowledge what happened to you when you were a kid. That's the work. To get rid of the anxiety, to open up all your psychic gifts, to finally find some freaking peace in the midst of the chaos, to find some serenity in you, to be comfortable in the skin that you're in. That's the work that I feel you can do to get to that place. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
It's great insight. It's a lot of actionable items there.
Here's hoping.
It's very helpful. So for you, how do you maintain your energy and well-being while working with clients' emotional and spiritual needs and like doing shadow work, those kinds of things?
I think I'm shitty at it. I think I'm not good at it. I think I'm learning and getting better, but I was the worst taking care of my body. And autistic people would be like, wait, did I eat lunch today? I don't think I ate breakfast either. Oh my God, it was the worst. And now I've gotten into a groove, the whole animal husbandry thing. That's why I say it, because I know it, because I lived it, because I had to do it for myself. And I moved out into the forest, literally. I moved out into the freaking forest. I mean, I had to, because my whole world was burning to the ground, because I couldn't sustain it, because I was really shitty at taking care of the body that I was in, and it just couldn't keep up. Then menopause hits and my body's like, nope, that's it. You're done. I'm like, oh shit, now what do I do? Look, my favorite drag queen name is Helena Handbasket. That is the best drag queen name ever. So my entire life went to Helena Handbasket, right? So I had to move out into the forest, kind of. I mean, I didn't know what else to do. And, and that goes to show that if it feels right for you, it's right for those around you. I was terrified that I was doing the wrong thing for my child, but it felt so right in me. And now I know it was the perfect thing for him, because now he's so happy up here and we love it. But how do I do it for me? I sing a lot. I walk around my house and sing. And I sing that lovely little song, the Every Little Cell in My Body. Have you heard that little song? It's to Mama's Little Baby Like Shortening Bread. It's really easy. I'm going to sing it because I want everybody to be able to sing it. And I sing this when I'm washing dishes in my head or out loud or showering or whatever. And it just goes like this. Let me see if I can remember the tune now. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. And you repeat that. Then you go, I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. So I just sing it all the time. Every little cell in my body is happy. Folding clothes. Every little cell in my body is well. And that helps. And that also clears my throat chakra. And really, when you hum or sing, that regulates your central nervous system too.
Well, I was just going to say, I could feel my energy shift as you were doing that into a happy place. Like I was feeling smiley inside as you were doing that.
And, when you're doing normal things, I mean, this is why historically, we whistle while we work, don't we? We sing in a group if we're working, unfortunately, in scary situations and slave situations, we'll all sing at the same time, because we all get in a groove and our bodies move in unison, and we're like a murmuration of birds. It just helps us all sort of get in the same groove. Singing is amazing. You don't have to be good at it. And my animals, God love them, they're probably going, oh, gee, here she goes again. Oh my God, because they have like 9,000 songs. And I'll just like make it up, walk around my house and make it up. It doesn't have to mean a thing. It doesn't matter. It just is there to open up everything and to regulate your physical body. And I'll dance around. I'll turn on music and cook dinner. I mean, it's like, I guess, and I try to eat really well, and that's important because, again, I try to take care of the little body that I'm in and make sure that she feels okay. And I try to like compensate, so if I've eaten really well all week, then I go, I'm so having more wine. I got a retox. I am way too healthy. So, because I also believe that God, we got to lighten up, and it's not going to be perfect. And sometimes you just need Taco Bell. Like sometimes you just need to eat chemicals. Is it going to make you sick? Yeah. Is it worth it? Probably. Because, God, holy shit, we're down here to have fun too. It doesn't have to be so freaking serious.
I agree. I live in the middle of nowhere in the forest that I wasn't really sure why I moved out here. And I'm listening to you and I'm like, you answered my question as to why I'm here.
Because your body knows.
But I will tell you, the closest town, an hour drive, I always stop at Taco Bell and treat myself when I go into town.
Maybe I'm psychic or something.
Maybe.
Nah.
I don't know.
Nah.
But I will tell you, it's funny. I used to whistle all the time at work, especially when I worked in the ED. Like people would comment on it because I would always whistle going down the halls, and I don't really know why I did it.
Compensation for sure. Your body needed it.
Like you're answering all these questions that I've had in my life. So love, this really gives the listeners ways that they can easily integrate these spiritual practices into their everyday routines to enhance their lives.
And I guess everything can be a spiritual practice. And look, I'm a lazy bastard. I'm not going to do what everybody, and I'm not witchy because don't tell me what to do, because I'm not going to take the nail and write on the green candle on Thursday. Like, I ain't going to do that mess. I make the shit up. I walk around the house and I make it up. And I go, anything and everything that does not belong to me must leave my space now. Anything and everything that I've outgrown is not allowed around me anymore. Anything, any person, place, or thing that means me harm, needs to keep me off balance in any way, shape, or form, you are not allowed in my vicinity. Full stop. I am bubbled, safe, and loved today and every day. I just make it up, walk around and sing it and make it up. And I just like let it happen. Like, I don't know. I'm loosey goosey with that kind of stuff.
Well, it's your creativity. Like, we're very, very creative
Yes.
beings. And I think that one of the other things that sort of hinders, maybe clogs up creating the anxiety, is that our creativity is so stagnated with all the distractions that
Yes.
we have, or how things are presented to us. Like, we've lost that creativity.
And maybe that's what I'm here to do, to empower and inspire. That's really all I ever wanted to do, is empower and inspire people, truly, to claim their own power, to know their own, spirit guides, to do their own thing. Because I feel like, we can make a love army,
Yes,
of people who are powerful in themselves, and their integrity is there, and their little moral compass is due north, and they believe in compassion and kindness and inclusivity and having boundaries and holding people responsible and holding themselves accountable in the same breath. That's it. That's the good stuff. Right? And not having excuses. Oh, the devil made me do it. Like, don't give me that horse shit. Now you knock that mess off. I'm a jerk a knot in your tail so fast, make your head spin. Now quit it. You own up to what you did now. Don't do that mess around me.
Cinimon, I think that's exactly what we're doing. I think that we're distracted because the mainstream or mass media is shooting the opposite.
Well, they want us to be.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And we're here doing what we came to do, which is exactly what you just said. That's our mission. And we're making a difference. And that's why we're doing this podcast. And we'll continue to grow and excel and expand all of this. It's a beautiful thing. So you are very successful at what it is that you have wished and desired to do. And I love to see it expanding. Good for you.
Thank you. I'm here to undomesticate people.
Ooh, God, that's awesome. I love that.
Because I'm undomesticatable.
Undomesticate people.
I can't do it. Like, you try to put me in a 9-to-5 corporate job, I'm like, ooh, Lord, it's like my leg's in a trap. I'm going to chew my leg off and run off into the forest, a 3-legged critter. Like, you can't do that to me. I've tried to be domesticated. Won't work. Full stop. Won't work.
What I'd say to you is, and because you have referred to 2020 a few times, and especially that's the initial guest that I had on the show, it was a common theme. But during that pandemic time, so many people, I'm going to use your word, became undomesticated.
Yes. Don't you love it? It's the most delicious thing in the world. I love it. It's fantastic.
That event really started a movement
of
where people stepped away from things that really weren't serving them under the auspice of this is how we're supposed to live our life, or, this is how I support myself. And so many people made massive life changes that put them on a different path. We'll use the word spirituality. But again, I think that term encompasses a lot of different things that fit under it, which is all very positive. And now that we'll say that cork popped out of that bottle during that pandemic time, we'll say, really, it's like the bubbly coming out of the champagne bottle. There's no going back to it. And now it's just going to continue to spread and grow in a beautiful way. And that's what we're doing.
I'm definitely here to undomesticate people. And when you were talking about that, the vision that they showed me in my head was that commercial in the 80s. I think it was a Nike commercial of everybody sitting. It was like a 1984 George Orwell thing. And they were all sitting in the benches. And the girl comes in with her sneakers, right, with the big hammer. And she flicks it onto the screen and it shatters and everything. It's like breaking it all up. Like, this is how we've always been. And then 2020 was like, woo, let's just F that all up. Let's just let's be a big old honking fly in the ointment. Let's just make this totally jacked up. And I thought that was great. Not that I'm an agent of chaos, but
change, if you get into change theory and all of that, chaos is a crucial, critical part of change. And we are in a period of huge change for humanity, for the earth, and for the universe. It's affecting it all. So chaos is important and it serves a purpose. It's not a bad thing.
It's scary, though. I have now figured out, I've realized fully, the only constant in the universe is change.
Fact.
Period. That's the way it works. And my mother has always told me, well, doll baby, nothing lasts forever, not even the good stuff. It's true. For me, I know here are the things that I need to stay the same. Everything else can change. right? So I've gotten to know my physical body well enough to go, okay, she needs to eat the same thing every day. She needs to wear a little uniform every day of her comfy clothes with no tags. So she feels okay. Then she can take the leap to move. Right? I can get the credit card and move. Then I can do new things and redo my website or make a website or start a business or whatever. Like having something safe, consistent, dependable, that helps you do other things. And that's another way to like clue into your body. So you can initiate change in your world. So you can be more comfortable with change, right? Having some things that are status quo. And this is just like animal behavior 101 there. It's like, I call it the 3Ds is distance, duration, and distraction, because I've worked tigers and wolves and horses and house cats and dogs, and worked for TV shows and animal wrangler and like, you name it. Like I've done all the things. But when you're putting a behavior on an animal, say for a TV commercial, you have to do things separately, distance, duration, and distraction. You can't just get a dog to stay the first day and you have to sit there for 20 minutes while there's cats running around and people have food. Like it doesn't work like that. You have to do all those things separate. And our bodies are the same. So if you're thinking, okay, well, I want to start a business, then what can I do to help my body be okay with that? I can get her feeling stable and solid, get a routine going, animal husbandry going, so she feels okay with branching out. That's just a helpful tip. Again, y'all don't got to do a dang thing that I say, but that's just animal behavior. That's just how it works.
You're providing everyone a lot of options and opportunities, and it's their choice what they're going to do with it. I think, and you can correct me if I don't have this right, on your website, you mentioned psychic predictions. Is that something you do? Do you focus more on personal readings for individuals, or do you predict larger global events? Or
I don't really. That ain't it. And I'm asking again, hey, is this? And they're going, nah, that ain't it. I'm here to help people to reclaim their power and be who they want to be, and to remind them they can give themselves permission to live the life that they want to live, and everybody else can F off. That's really what it is. Like, and that's really undomesticating people right there. So they go, well, I know that you want me to do this, but I'm not going to do that because I want to do this. And being comfortable being the bad guy, because it doesn't matter how nice you are. In somebody's story, you're the bad guy. That's just how that works down here. So being comfortable being the bad guy, doing your own thing, because people have specific shit to do and they're not doing it. I am here to make sure that people do not anymore. They no longer hemorrhage all of their energy to make other people feel better about themselves at the expense of your well-being. I don't want anybody to dim their light anymore so other people feel comfortable around you at the expense of you. I think that's a tragedy. It's intolerable. We can no longer do this. And so if it's right for you, it's right for everyone around you, whether they are kicking and screaming about it or not. Right? I mean, obviously it just doesn't give you the right to go out and be an a-hole, you know what I mean? But it's what do you need to do? I am a firm believer of this. It's like a lot of people now, especially now in 2025, take stock, because it very well could be that your life's purpose has already freaking been completed and now you are here to play. Boom.
So that's a new concept that has just come on my radar. And I was like, that's interesting. Okay.
Because it's the end of an era. And these youngins coming up, they're cool as hell. These young ones coming up, ooh, and they got their own gig. I am so grateful for these youngins, because they can spot hypocrisy a mile away, call you out on your shit. Ooh, they demand respect. I love it so much. It's the most fascinating thing in the world to me. So I think we're leaving everything in the best possible hands. So now as we're in this limbo, and as it always is, if you want a new life, well, you can't keep the old one. So as the old life is crumbling and all the old white men in power, oh my God, they just need to go sit down. Oh my word. They're just like wrestling it to the ground. They won't let go. But as they sort of descend the throne of power and these younger ones step up, our work in large part has been completed.
Well, I would agree that is the truth. They don't have the programming and they don't buy into the programming, so that's not an issue. They're coming onto the earth more aware of their true self.
Ooh, their ability to tap into their wisdom. Ooh, I never had that when I was younger. I love it so much. I love it for them, and I love it for this planet because they will be good stewards of it.
Absolutely on board with that. Like, I totally
Yeah.
agree with that. Cinimon, for the listeners who would like to work with you, what would that look like and how do they connect with you?
Go to my website, cinimonclark.com, but it is spelled weird like my mama spelled it on my birth certificate, so there's that. I don't even have a middle name. It's just Cinimon Clark. Every reading is different. Every session I do is different because it's not about me. So I always say, maybe if you cannot be so hung up on what you want to hear, maybe be open to what your guides want you to hear.
Oh my God, that's so huge. Can you say that again?
Don't be caught up in what you want to hear. Please be open to what your guides want you to hear. Because it could be deceased loved ones come through. How amazing. And it could be that they don't. And I can't just go, come down and talk to the people. Like, oh my God, I would never be so arrogant. And sometimes your animals come through. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes all these past life stuffs come up. Sometimes they won't. Sometimes you don't even know why you're there. And you go, I don't even know why I'm here. And I go, okay, cool. Let's start here. Let's talk about this. A lot of times it's just a conversation and you start talking about things and then they elaborate on specific things. Sometimes we're supposed to meditate. And so I have this little garden that I've created in my mind's eye. It's so lovely. There's all these little gates and they go to so many different places. And depending on what your body needs, what you need, what your guides, your guides will tell us where to go. Like I make a list like, ooh, what do you want to release this year? What do you want to bring in? And so I have good intentions. And then when we get into the meditation, a lot of times the guides go, yeah, we ain't doing that. We're doing this. Like, fine. So because they know way better than I do, because I'm just a little PVC pipe. It flows through me. This is about you. And I never prepare for anything. I didn't prepare for this. I don't prepare for anything. And I don't prepare for anything. I think it would be disingenuous of me because that would be my ego going, well, I'm going to teach you a thing or two. And like, no, like, ugh, get it off. I kind of, whatever flows through is what's supposed to be because I'm here of service. So I don't know, but questions I love questions. So if you have questions, do. And I'm on TikTok too. I do lives on TikTok. It's really fun. And I do questions on there as well. So yeah, because those young people are fascinating. So on the TikToks, yeah. I have no idea what's coming next. I don't know. I feel a big leap coming for me, and I don't know exactly what that is. But I feel it, and I'm not privy to it. They have not given me really details yet. But I feel it's a big, like another quantum leap, of which I have had many. Yeah, I mean, it's an age of Aquarius. So, oh my God, who knows what's going to happen? Obviously we're going to have this huge leap in technology and medicine and all these different things. We're going to be really elevated really quickly. And I'm Aquarius, so I'm all about that. I'm like ping, ping, ping all over the place for change. I'm good with that. So I can't wait.
I'm with you. Big, big things on the horizon, and they're going to happen quicker than we could have ever imagined. As we're winding up at the happy hour for the Spiritually Curious podcast, we have 3 questions we asked each of our guests. So this will be fun.
Oh, geez, I don't know what these are. Okay, here we go.
1, looking back, was there a defining moment or experience that completely shifted your spiritual path? If so, what was it and how did it change you?
I was in junior high school. I think we call it middle school now. It was Bayou View Junior High School in Mississippi, in Gulfport, Mississippi. And I had found these tarot cards. I don't even know where I found them. I still have them. And I always knew I could talk to animals, but I kept it down on the down low because I didn't want anybody to know. And I took them to school and I was sitting outside on the ground in the dirt. I remember, and this kid came up and was making fun of me going, that's not real. And that's like the devil. And in my neurodivergent naivete, I went, I'll give you a reading. Because I'm just, floating through life like wide open, like an open exposed nerve. Good Lord, I can't believe I'm still alive. It's a Christmas miracle. But he sat down and I got the mother of all downloads. And it was terrifying and I freaking hated it. And I learned like everything about this kid, about his father, his mother, the abuse, and I was like, like I was freaking 12 or something. Like, oh my God, it was way, 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 way too much. And then his spirit guides came in and said, but here's why, and this and this and this. And this was all like a blip, And then when I opened my eyes, he's just sitting there, yeah, well. And I just went, oh, never mind. I know you're right. It's dumb. I don't know. Whew. And I just never wanted any part of that again. Shit, no. I shut that down so lickety split fast. I'm like, screw that. This is terrible. I don't want And then it was way later when I was living in this house in North Hollywood, out here in LA, in North Hollywood. And I had lots of dogs in my house, but my house was kind of crumbling around me. All these crazy things, this poltergeist activity. It was bananas. Like my hairbrush was always in the freezer. And every time I know, it was really weird. And I did not have a roommate and I remember being on the phone with my sister. This is when cell phones first came out. Or maybe it wasn't a cell phone. I was on the phone with my sister and I got my sheets. And this was before streaming anything. And I had the jazz station on in LA, the jazz station. And I took my sheets and I'm talking to her to go and put them in the wash and then go all the way back into my bedroom. And it had been changed from the jazz station to static and turned all the way up. And I remember that because my sister on the phone was like, holy hell, what the fuck is happening in your house? And I'm like, I know, it's nuts. It's all this crazy things happening. And that's when I realized oh, wow, okay, I got to come out of the broom closet. I got caught to this. I got to admit to this. And I got to come out of the broom closet because poltergeist activity is really you most of the time. It was my own energy flying all over the place. I just didn't know how to control it. But I was, I don't know what I'm doing. And again, this was before computers. And so I ordered cassette tapes in the mail of meditations. I swear, cassette tapes, and they came in the mail and I put them in my little boom box. We didn't have headphones or anything. And I meditated and I got this, a group of guides who came in. It was my first group of guides who came in and they said, hey, you're okay. We're going to help you. And then after about 3 or 4 months, they took off. And I'm like, what the hell? Are you serious? You're just going to leave me high and dry? And then they introduced me to my guide, Victor. His name, Victor. I call him Victor, but he says Victor. He was with me for 20 years, this guide. And he stepped back now. But that was a defining moment for me. And I remember calling my mama and shaking like, Mama, I think I'm psychic. And she went, yeah, well, honey, we all know that, but everybody knows but you. Everybody, and I'm like, oh, well, shit, I guess it's okay. So that was for me a big defining moment. It was admitting it, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but that's an interesting response that they all knew it and not you, so there clearly wasn't any conversation about it.
Oh, no. My grandmama Modine, my mom's from the Delta. Modine had Modine's beauty parlor. And so she did everybody's hair, but she knew she had the juju big time. And everybody in my family goes, oh, that's just Cinimon. She's like Modine. She's got it. I'm like, well, I come from somebody. I come from all related to all y'all. Y'all got it too. Just nobody wants to admit it but me. But at any rate, and now it's so tried and true and proven over all these years. My family just doesn't question. They, hey, where are my sunglasses? I go, oh yeah, they're under the blah, blah, blah. Or you left them in your car under the seat. Or
question number 2. Imagine you're creating a spiritual survival kit for someone who's just starting on their journey. What 3 items or practices would you put in it?
See, I'm a big believer in, and it's not the crystals or the chicken bones or the tarot cards or the runes or whatever. It's you. So anything I would think would be most important is to just say, my highest level, most loving spirit guides, just keep me bubbled so I can be wide the hell open and experience everything to the degree in which my body is capable and comfortable. Really, that's it. And then meditate and see where it goes, right? Because meditation is not staring at a candle for an hour. Meditation is closing your eyes and watching the show. It's watching the show of your mind go and go and go and go. And after that 20 minutes, then the good stuff happens, After that 20 minutes of you sitting there going, oh, shit, I got clothes in the dryer. No, I'm meditating. Oh, got to write dog food down on the list. No, I'm meditating. That's our 20 minutes of meditation. That's what we all do, right? Our brain drug. But after that, it's the good stuff that happens. And so I think in the toolkit, it's just my highest level, most loving spirit guides, help me out. Make sure that I'm bubbled so I can fly and go and experience and see and absorb everything within the safety of the bubble you put me in. And clear your house out. Well, and even if it's clapping, walking through your house and clapping and go, any kind of icky, sticky energy, get the hell out of here. I ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Get out of here. Yeah.
Perfect. I think that's real important. Interestingly enough, you sort of touched on this last question in our conversation earlier. What do you like to listen to that brings you back to center?
Meaning music? What do you mean?
Well, music is what came to my mind with the question. Then I thought,
Music is medicine.
you know what? It could be anything. Sometimes I like to listen to silence, personally.
I know the proper terminology is called tinnitus, right? I have ringing in my ears. It's tinnitus, but I'm from Mississippi, so we say tinnitus. So I got tinnitus all day, every day. It never changes. It drives me nuts. So silence kind of makes me bug-eyed. But I usually have meditation music on. I have to have my body has to have mood lighting, soft music. I have to have soft bedding, things to smell good. I have to have quiet. I can't have chaos. I'm undomesticatable. I'm like a little non-human animal. I hate popping balloons and fireworks. I don't like crowds. I don't like yelling. Oh, I can't handle any. I mean, I can handle whatever you throw my way because Lord, I know how to shut it all down and power through. But that's an awful feeling, isn't it? I don't want to live like that anymore. So I love actually music from India drone music, because that's past life for me. That feels really good for me. I like Tibetan music. I like music from Nepal. I love Diva Prumal. I love, what's her name? Oh my gosh, I love her so much. I can't think of her name right now. I love singing prayers, but I also love Radiohead. And I love Radiohead because it's like math. I love Rush, the band Rush. I love Tool. I love the band Tool because it's math. It's complicated and deep and very spiritual, even though it seems like it's not. And I love a Guy Lombardo, because when I was little, growing up, we would go to visit my grandmama, Verla Blevins, and she would stack all these records on the old record player, and her ceilings were so tall, and she'd try to put me down for a nap, but I'm so ADHD, but she'd have record after record, and it would be Glenn Miller's orchestra and Guy Lombardo, and so that music, like, sings to my soul, and it's all past life stuff too, I love like tribal music from Africa too, like I get in the groove of that. My body responds to lots of different times and places on this particular planet for sure. I love meditation music, but now it's any meditation music that's just like one chord. Like that just starts to make me go, oh my God, I would rather chew tinsel. I can't handle that. But I love jazz and I love blues and have jazz on all the time. I love reggae because that's what gets your body's heart rate in the perfect rhythm for relaxation. So, oh my gosh, so much. And I think the birds too, that's a big deal. I like the birds. I love listening to the birds. I love listening to the critters. I love the ravens. We have lots of ravens up here and they make me laugh. I love it so much. And speaking of this, when my son was little, we would go outside and we would practice this. And I'd go, okay, take a deep breath and close your eyes. Tell me what you hear. And he would say, ooh, I hear the birds. And I'd go, okay, farther. Ooh, I hear a dog barking down the hill. Okay, farther. I hear kids laughing. Okay, farther. I hear a car door slamming. Farther. I hear the traffic on the freeway. It's Los Angeles. I hear the traffic on the freeway. Farther. I hear a plane overhead. So we would just practice feeling and experiencing. And we would go out early in the morning too. And I taught him how to bend his energy when he was little, because we'd have rabbits and coyotes and every kind of critter. I mean, we had a rattlesnake in the living room. They just find my house. I got her out with the broom. It was okay. She was all right. She was just confused. We just get the animals out and get her out with the broom, and tarantulas on the patio and bobcats on the porch. And this is just my life. That's how bear in the backyard. I mean, you name it. Where was I going? I don't even remember where I was going with all of that. But bending the energy. Because if you go out early in the morning, the little rabbits are out there playing, when it's just before it gets light, before the hawks start flying. And so we would go out and I would go, now practice. Remember that you're don't walk up straight on like this. Curve your energy, curve your body, look and look away. And then the rabbits will stay. Because even if you're a little, because anybody age 7 and under, I call them littles, even if you're a little and you get so excited, your energy comes flying out of you, you curve it around so you don't startle the animals around you. So he learned at a young age, about all of that, because he saw dead people all the time. So we called him ghosties with the mosties so he wouldn't get freaked out. So I taught him how to move his energy around so he wouldn't be afraid. And he could draw the animals in and let them play in front of him and not run off. So I listened to all manner of things. So that's another long-winded answer.
There you go. I like that. And I think that it's important, and it's going to become more important to have mentors for these new kids, as we both talked about, these new generations.
Yep. They got the power. They don't know how to wield it.
Exactly. Most of the people who mentor aren't open like you are. It's time to grow some mentors also and expand and claim and own it, what we have, to help this next generation. Right now, it's so important that we build and create a bridge as we're moving into this new time. So any last thoughts you want to leave before we finish?
They're putting this in my head, so I'm going to say this. And when I first started this out all those decades ago, that particular group of guides came in and said, no, Cinimon. You're not learning how to do it. You're remembering how to do it. You've done it over and over and over and over and over. And I think that's really what we can all tap into. Like, no. Silly, you're not learning how to do it. You're remembering how to do it. Allow your power to flood back into you. The only person who knows what's right for you is you. You know what's right for you. Your body will tell you. And trust that above anybody else. For sure, trust that above me. It ain't your mama, it ain't me, it ain't your best friend. It's you. And that's what growing up means. Trusting yourself above everybody else. So there you are.
Powerful words to finish up with. Much gratitude. This has certainly been an incredibly rich conversation. Thank you for your wisdom, your insights, your fun, and your joy that you've brought with this. Just great energy. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being your authentic self, Cinimon, and being so open.
Well, thank you. I get to be here. Are you kidding? This is fantastic. Oh, my God.
For all our listeners out there, I also want to send you a big thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. Until next time. Remember, embrace that wild soul. Thank you, Cinimon.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Wild Soul Gatherings Happy Hour for the Spiritually Curious. To learn more about our guests, please go to our website, wildsoulsgathering.com. We're very eager to hear from our listeners what you thought of the episode, topics you might like us to cover in the future, your thoughts on spirituality, questions you may have. Please feel free to send us an email at wildsoulsgathering@gmail.com. This is your host, Dr. Sandra Marie, sending each of you peace and love. Until we meet again, embrace your wild soul.